Om Shri Sai Ram. This is Botany 3rd semester, Plant Taxonomy. This lesson is on Asteraceae, which is a sunflower family, and this is worldwide distributed in temperate and subtropical climates. Examples of flowers from Asteraceae family is shown here. This is one of the families that can be easily distinguished, and they belong to the dicot class, Asteridae subclass, Asteraceae order, family Asteraceae. One of the distinguishing character of Asteraceae family is the head or the capitulum. The flat-topped inflorescence-like head, which can have two types of corolla, which is ray florets or a disc florets, two types of flowers. And these are surrounded by involucre bracts or phyllaries. So here in the picture you are looking at Gerbera head, where the marginal ray flowers are shown. These are long strap-like extensions, intermediate transflowers, and then you have in the central disc have the disc flowers that are all attached to the single expanded receptacle. The entire structure is surrounded by bracts. The Asteraceae family is distinct in being herbs, shrubs or vines, sometimes trees. The inflorescence is a head, which is a capitulum, and it is subtended by an involucre of phyllaries. The flowers are generally bilabiate, having two lips, either a disc or a ray kind of flowers, and a mixture of center disc flowers and a peripheral ray flowers. Calyx is generally hair-like pappus. The androecium is syngenesis. They are fused inferior ovary with a single basal ovule. Fruit is a multiple of achenes. Leaves are usually alternate and stipules are absent. The fruit is achene but called a crypsella because from a single ovary. In Asteraceae, the energy is stored generally in the form of inulin rather than starch. They produce sesquiterpene lactones, various alkaloids, acetylenes, tannins. These have terpenoid essential oils. Asteraceae produces secondary metabolites like these flavonoids and terpenes, because some of these molecules can inhibit protozoan parasites and parasitic intestinal worms, which is used in the medicine to inhibit the protozoan parasites like Plasmodium, Trypanosoma, Leishmania, and also some parasitic intestinal worms. So these chemical secretions have medicinal value. The leaves are simple or compound, spiral or opposite, rarely whorled, exstipulate, meaning no stipules. The inflorescence consists of one or more heads called capitula. These are arranged in such a way consisting of a flat to a conical compound receptacle that bears one to many flowers, and it is subtended by a series of bracts. The collective name is the phyllaries. Phyllaries is the collective term for the involucre. The picture shows the compound receptacle, the bracts, the disc flowers in the center, and the ray flowers at the periphery. So these bracts, the reduction in the size of the flowers is being compensated by the increase in the number of flowers by having an inflorescence. The heads have florets which are surrounded by these bracts. So invacuole meaning membrane. So these are a group of bracts enveloping a condensed inflorescence. So invacuole is a layer of tissue enveloping these plant parts. The stiff spreading bracts are rough with divergent scales. They are rough and scaly. So they are any rough and rugged that are curved downward or outward as shown in these pictures. The filary or the involucre bract is reduced leaf-like structures that form whorls immediately below the flowers. These bracts can also be a chaff like that we see in grains, which is a dry scaly protective casing. If it is in the inner and the upper bract, then it is an interior chaff or a husk. It's called a palea. Flowers can be bisexual or unisexual. It is actinomorphic in the disc florets and zygomorphic in the ray florets and inferior epigynous ovary. Calyx is generally absent, but it is represented by a variety of modifications as awns, scales, or capillary bristles. So here is a picture of different types of calyx. You can see awn is a pappus type which is narrow, elongate, straight and stiff. And in the picture you can see the other capillary type bristles which are straight and very thin and thread-like. The corolla is sympatalous with 5 lobes or 4 or 3 structural lobes. They are bilabiate. Corolla with zygomorphic with a short tube having upper and lower lips. The disc flowers of corolla are actinomorphic with short and elongate tube bearings or teeth-like elongate lobes. The ray or ligulate corolla is zygomorphic with generally a short tube having an elongate flat extension bearing 3 to 5 apical teeth. A flower could have a ray floret or a disc floret or both. So here is the structures of these florets. Ray florets are generally on the periphery, and here you can see the parts have been marked. Disc florets are generally in the center. Ligulate flowers have a strap or a tongue-like elongated and flattened shape petals, and these ray flowers have a short tube and this single elongated strap-like apical extensions. So here are some photos of the ligulate flowers showing these strap-like apical extensions. So these ligulate heads of Asteraceae have all ray flowers. Here is a picture of a dandelion which is composed of only ligulate flowers. The cross section gives you the complete picture where you can see the ray flowers, the stigmas, the milky sap and the filaries marked. The next type is the radiate flowers having an inner disc flower and a peripheral ray flowers. Here are some of those examples. Very rarely we can have a discoid head of flower with only disc flowers, and here is a picture you can see where rarely the capitulum with single floret as in echinopsis with capitula arranged into globose heads. So these globose heads have only disc flowers, no ray flowers. And the next one, you can see the daisy-like inflorescence composed of disc flowers in the center and the marginal ray flowers. Other kinds of heads found in this family are shown in this picture. When the anther filaments are free, but anthers are connate, anthers are together into a tube, this condition is called syngenesis or synanthrous. This is common in Asteraceae. The androecium has 5 stamens. They have free filaments and united anthers, connate anthers, and this forms a tube around the style. They are epipetalous, anthers are bithecal, and the dehiscence is longitudinal. This family also has a condition called protandry, where the condition is important to prevent self-pollination. Protandry or protogyny is found in many of these angiosperm families where the male or the female parts mature faster than the other. That way it promotes outcrossing and prevents self-pollination. In this family of Asteraceae, protandry is found. Protandry is the maturation of the anthers before the gynoecium is ready in the same flower. So protandry means the anthers are ready for pollination and it matures much faster and releases prior to the maturation of the gynoecium in the same flower. But these pollens can mature to another flower where the gynoecium has matured. Thereby, they promote cross-pollination across different flowers. This is very easy in this family because they are inflorescence and all the flowers are together, and so this kind of cross-pollination is possible. Just some more terms. So dichogamy is the reflection of maturation. It's a condition where maturation of male and female floral parts occur at a different time. And in this family of Asteraceae, you have the pollen grains mature much faster before the gynoecium is receptive. And this condition is called protandry. The pistils of all members of Asteraceae have 2 styles and sigma. Thus the carpel number is given as 2. But they all, though have 2, they only have 1 locule, ovule and a placenta. So this unilocular feature that is found in Asteraceae is supposedly considered as an evolutionarily reduced structure. So gynoecium is 2 united carpels unilocular into a single ovule. Placentation is basal, ovary is inferior, style has 2 branches. So basal placentation derived from more than 1 carpels. Fruit is a cypsela, which is an achene that is developed from here. It is an inferior ovary and unilocular ovary. In the Asteraceae, the books use this cypsela and achene interchangeably. The fruits have a pappus tip, meaning hairy-like extensions. Seeds are 1, embryo is straight, endosperm is usually absent. The fruit typically has a long beak as shown in the picture and pappus or hairy extensions at the end. or awns. So this help in dispersal of the seeds. Here is a picture from Asteraceae family showing a burr which is a multiple fruit of achenes, and you can see it has a prickly involucre. Asteraceae shows different type of pollen grains that can be wind pollinated or insect pollinated. In summary, Asteraceae can be herbs, shrubs, vines or trees. The distinct feature is having a head with a involucre, which is the rough structure of phyllaries. The flowers can be bilabiate, having two lips, bilabiate meaning upper and lower lips, and they can be ray flowers or discus flowers or mixture of both. In summary, Asteraceae can be herbs, shrubs, vines or trees. The distinct feature is having a head with a involucre, which is the rough structure of phyllaries. The flowers can be bilabiate, having two lips, bilabiate meaning upper and lower lips, and they can be ray flowers or discus flowers or mixture of both. Calyx is generally absent and it is modified into a pappus, awns or plumose bristles. Androecium is having a syngenesis condition, inferior ovary with a unilocular ovule. Fruit is a multiple of achenes from the inferior ovary. The floral formula for this family is shown, where they are showing us the calyx is pappus, shown by a P, corolla 5, androecium is 5, and the condition syngenesis is shown, and gynoecium is shown here as 2, and the unilocular ovary becomes later in form the fruit cypsela.